Good afternoon, Scott Redler, T3 Live. Welcome to today's recap. So market opened up a little soft. We went into that gap, the big gap from yesterday. Alex and I talked about, how to play it. What does it mean? And I gave a few scenarios. I said 126.50 to 127 should be buyable. That is a buyable area for them to push into the gap, hold a nice percentage of it, look for strong stocks, and have a nice digestive type of constructive day. So if you look here at the spiders, this is the exact level that I outlined. I didn't change this. I wasn't in here. This is actually the spiders. Okay, so actually this is the SPX, held in there very well, digesting this move. You could see it a little bit better on the spiders because it shows you that gap. And this is the level we drew. I drew the top of this little bar, into what would be the 50% mark. And where'd we get to? We went to as low as 126.71, right smack in the middle. So right now, to me, this is healthy. To me, this is a nice digestion type of move. And maybe with another day of sideways action and a decent jobs number, we could see that move to finally get to this 129.45 area, which we're well on our way. Just the question is how many days do we have to spend in here? But you know what? It doesn't matter. Because if the market hangs in there, we're going to find relative strength, we're going to find relative weakness, we're going to make trades. And today, our focus was Netflix. As the day progressed, it became more focused, obviously. But in Sperling's trader roundup at 9 o'clock, we talked about ideas, and he said he was watching Netflix. I was like, for some reason, today just feels like Netflix day. I didn't even know that they came out with some kind of news, but it was a nice tight pattern from the lower range, big short position, and no more tax loss selling. So you put all that together, and look what the stock did today. Stock was unbelievable. It doesn't look like much, but guys, this is 10%. If you bought this once we went above, the first buy area was above yesterday's high of 72.72. You made almost 10% today. People want to make 10% in a year if they're lucky. We can make it on individual plays. That's what we do. That's why you're with T3 Live. That's why you're a trained trader / market participant. So you go back here, you look at the chart, you'll see nice trigger. You go here, put in some basic studies, and you'll see the volume. Volume was really big. So that also attracted a lot of attention. If you need big volume for a short squeeze, you look at the 5-minute chart, you can see there's multiple setups. This was the first setup, okay, that took place, which was a little choppy. And really, when I wrote my afternoon note around 11 o'clock, I was like, the stock is acting a little peppy. It held in there all day. If it goes above the high of the morning, it could get going. And went to the gym, held some, and I came back, and boy, did it get going. And also there was another nice little trade when just was sitting there for a decent amount when it went through the high here of about 80 cents or 80. So a lot of different trades. Quick one off the bat. Then it consolidated, really showed its hand as the market got weaker. It held in there, and then pow, there you go. Daily chart looks really nice. Spoke about FCX and X, two stocks I haven't really talked about a lot. I did say U.S. Steel. Back in December is a January effect. If you wanted to accumulate it, that the tax loss selling could be done. It could be something that lifts in the first quarter. Stock was down off the open, and then here you go, nice little trade from negative to positive. This pattern's getting a little bit tighter, so we could see a nice move here above 29.50 soon. FCX, very similar. It broke this descending channel, so holding above it is good. It was down like 40 cents. It went up 40 cents. It doesn't look like much here, but 70, 80 cents for a day trade is very nice. As far as some tech names, Apple, it broke above that 410 yesterday, retested in the morning. We bought it there, went positive, added. Then you could have even added into the 412.50 high of yesterday. If you look at Apple, that's three nice little strategies. That's why we pay attention to it, because it works. This was that trade through your 410. Here's your retest, and then it also went above 412.50. Didn't give you a massive trade, but all in all, it worked pretty well here, holding up in what was a weaker tape. And now this island top is somewhat negated because it is filled. So people thought it was on sale after missing earnings and finally filled it. It took some time, but if you look at the overall chart of Apple, stock needs to consolidate. Stock can't always just be on the move. And look at the size of the move it's had in the past few years. So anyway, all in all, looking much better. Google also, had a quick move, came in, tested the 660 area, bounced off it, hanging around tough. Like to see a few more days, and then maybe we could add above 670. Amazon wasn't quite ready yet. sign of BIDU had big moves. They held the top third of the range. So if you look at something like BIDU, just to check it out, you will see that it was constructive somewhat. It held inside, didn't even get in there and test the gap the way the spiders did, so a little relative strength. So perhaps it goes sideways and we get a trade here as it tries to go through this little level. But that's just something to have on the radar. GMCR went a little bit and then failed, and soda went a little bit and failed. So that's what you do. You take these trades, you see if it materializes, if the volume stays there and it's real, you get paid. GMCR was like a little snack. It kind of tried to go and then just failed. So you try it, and if it doesn't work, you wait again. So now you look at this pattern here, it still doesn't look like much. It looks more like a really weak bear flag. So, above this little area of 48.50, it's a buy. It could be squeezed, and if it breaks below it, you know what, it could be shorted and get out of the way. It's not an investment right now. This is just a trade if it starts to, break above this channel right here. So watch that. As far as gold, we were talking about it in the chat room. FXC was getting hit. Nobody was really talking about it. I'm like, FXC is near the lows of December, and so everyone was shorting gold, and the GLDs wouldn't go down. It was down like up 30 cents, and then once the FXC bounced, gold and the GLDs had a nice move, so there was a nice trade there, nice divergence. First time noted that gold would not go down when the FXC went down and the dollar went up. You have to note those kind of things if you're trading gold and silver. So all in all, a day in the life. It definitely felt a little slow today, but if you were methodical and you were disciplined, there was a lot of money to be made in different stocks, different sectors, and there'll be a lot that way tomorrow. This has been Scott Redler, T3 Live, the recap. I'll see you at the morning call. Have a good night.